Conte. I was born in Dominican Republic, the capital. I moved to Miami when I was 4, so I pretty much grew up there. I did a little bit of art and I wanted to be a fine artist actually, but then my professor told me about this school that it had design in high school, and she was like, oh, you should really apply, I think you would get in. So I actually did get into the school, which was great. And then from there I kind of studied fashion design and I really got into it, and that's where I really figured like, okay, this is what I want to do. And then I found out about FIT, so I came to the open house, got accepted, and it was great, and I'm so glad I came. Well, being in FIT now, it's really nice. I think I definitely made the right choice in picking FIT, just because I really like the people, the atmosphere. I think everybody here is so driven and focused, and it really pushes you to do the best that you can because you have so many people that are so talented around you all the time. And yeah, it's been really good so far. It's exciting to be almost done. For my collection this year, my inspiration was basically kind of geometry, a lot of shapes and sort of breaking up the body with different seams. And so basically I named it Fragmented, and this was kind of the main inspiration. It's one of this artist like photoshopped a bunch of weird explosive things. I'm not even really sure what it is. And then I kind of just superimposed more lines on top, and I just like the way that it sort of like broke up the image. And so these were the colors that I kind of chose, and I really got inspired with this floral print, which is the print that you see in this blouse. And that kind of just pretty much decided my entire collection for me, and I kind of just went around the print to find fabrics that went really well with it. With my aesthetic, I'd like to think that I'm really into prints, so I think whoever my customer really is, they have to be somebody who's bold and somebody who really likes to kind of play with fabrics and have fun, you know? I also really like wearable garments. Like, I do think that it's good to be very creative and avant-garde sometimes, but I think at the same time you have to think about like who's going to be wearing it, you know, because if you're going to show a garment, then what's the point if nobody sees it outside of the runway? So with the fashion show, that was so stressful. We pretty much work on our collections from the beginning of the semester right up until April, which is when they had Judgment Day. And so basically we work with a critic. My critic was Brandon's son, and he comes around and he kind of helps you, tells you, like, gives you tips like, okay, maybe you should switch to this fabric, maybe you should do this. And then at the end, him and my professor chose the garments that would be selected to go downstairs for the ultimate judging day. Once that was announced, they then also announced the Critic Award winner, which I was lucky to be that person. So that basically guaranteed me into the fashion show, which was great because once I got into the judging room, I was like, oh my god, there's no way that my garment would have made it in, because there was just so many talented, like, amazing garments. And then after that judging day, the industry critics come in and they pick the ones that are going to be into the fashion show, which out of like 200 and something garments, only like 85 or so got into the show. And the show was this past Thursday, and it went amazing. My model was super awesome. She looked so great, and the music was great too. And it was just like, it was just such a crazy experience. Like, I can't even describe to you. But yeah. Something I actually didn't expect was having to walk down with my garment. I mean, I knew that that's something that happened, but then doing it twice, I was like, yeah, I got this after the 4 o'clock show. And then the 7 p.m. show, I was like, oh my god, this is so nerve-wracking. Like, there's like a million people here, and like industry professionals, and they're gonna see me with my garment, they're gonna like know who I am. But it was really great because I feel like you get really acknowledged for the work that you've put in, you know, and it's nice to be recognized, like knowing that I've worked so hard and somebody's actually taking notice of that, and that's really rewarding. My advice to people coming into this is like, just do the best that you can, you know, stay true to yourself despite, like, you know, your professor's opinions, your critics' opinions. I think sometimes you can get caught up in like everyone telling you something else, and you can kind of lose yourself in that process. And I think it's important to stay true to yourself, because ultimately that's what's going to get you the furthest. And I also think, like, yes, it's great to get into the fashion show and it's an amazing experience, but I wouldn't, you know, put all your eggs in that one basket, you know what I mean? Because it's not the end if you don't get into the show. It's just the beginning of your career, really. So I would say that.